Don't think in lines, you have to think in surfaces, you know. A student always forgets about it because he starts with pencil doing lines and then he thinks he takes a marker and doing as well lines. But these are volumes and surfaces. Now we are working just with one color, and we try it, and it's already quite nice in the color, so I don't have to test it here because being with one color. And now again, it's all about knowing what you do. That means you need to have an idea of what your volume looks like. This comes up with experience. It's not only on the paper. You have to, obviously a car designer works also with physical models. That means in clay or hard modeling, and there he understands what he draws. You have a person like a clay modeler who helps you to develop the surfaces, and sometimes it happens that the clay modeler tells you what you've drawn is not possible to put into a clay model. You know, like this surface, the way you developed it here on your drawing is not possible. So now, what I'm doing now with the charcoal is nothing else than describing what does the sky with my shape of the car. And in the center of the sky there's usually the darkest, so there is also where I have the darkest application of charcoal on the side of the car. Here, when I look at this photograph, I can see that further away, it seems the sky is much brighter. For me, is it a sign that the sun must be shortly for sunset, close to the mountains, but further away in the front. Here, in the back, you can see the sky is much darker. That means, obviously, as further you get away from the sun, the sky gets darker and darker till it is night. We have to do the same thing on our sketch. So therefore I have to decide where the light comes from. In my case, I would say, I make it the same way like the Porsche. The sun comes, you know, shining from the front. That means in the back area, just like the Porsche, the charcoal is touching my marker. And as further I get to the front, as less charcoal will touch the marker. So what I do is I'm applying here charcoal on the shoulder, you know, rubbing over it. Here, because the fender is exposed. And then I try to show the soft roll over of my core, and therefore I try to touch here shortly with the color, and I have to see that this is almost too thick. I have to tighten it a bit because my surface is rolling not so soft. And then close to the front fender, I have to be on distance with. Have to be careful. You can use completely clean weeble pads or cotton pads to clean up. So, same thing is I could apply to the, let's say, to the wheels and smoothen. Here's actually the same. I have to be a little bit careful how I apply my charcoal, because as further I get to the front, I should be lighter and not touching much. The marker. So thing, gets really dark, and then hoovering over it, it's like towards the front, I just lift the weeble pad and I make a little bit of. So the next thing is, obviously, I have also with the window and the C-pillar a radius in the roof, and therefore I can also, and the sky. Here it's probably pretty nice because I have the sun in the front, so it's lighter, the sky is lighter and comes from the dark. And it looks shiny. So now I wiped over the car body actually, and then I have this nice little eraser. And if it's not precise sharp, I can take a cutter. You shouldn't do it what I do on top of your drawing and cutting it, but you know. I'll do it now. So I have now a nice razor sharp point, and then I can erase whatever went over my volume to make it clean. And then I could just blow it away, but it's kind of tricky with charcoal close to it, so I have my brush and I wipe it away. Well, doesn't look bad. Now I go on, because here I have also a volume which goes towards the sky. And I have the rear window door, rear window of the back door, and I do there as well. On the bottom I touch with the charcoal the marker, and in the top I try to get away of it. So now to focus and get even some points darker, I actually should take here some charcoal without any baby powder, so I have the chance to get darker. I don't wanna use spray mount, because I'm just monochromatic and I try to reach everything without using spray mount. So again, I just use the same weeble pad, go in it, and it seems like, and now I can emphasize maybe my core on my sidewall. And there's also the possibility that it gets dirty. You have to be careful. This is now, you can mess up really quick. It's not like using Photoshop, you know. You do undo and redo it, and then everything is fixed. Here you fuck it up and it's over. There are still tricks to fix it, but they're limited. So now I'm still missing a bit. Then you check if I think I missed my diffuser is too light. It should be something dark, like black plastic. So I think I'm just going to use my marker and get some graphic in there. Actually, I'm not going to do any exhaust pipe, but at least get it in something more interesting. You know, some dark diffuser we use as well, not just for function. It lightens up the tail and makes it look more sexy. So therefore, it's just about dividing the volume to make it lighter, and then I can use a graphic. Here now I can play pretty much. And now, actually we're going into detailing. So, I would say, finished.